Hey everybody, how's it going? Just want to make a quick video to give an update on patch 9.0.5 and how it affects hunters. And then also give you guys an update as to why there hasn't been many Mythic Plus videos coming out as well. So if we jump into it, the second thing I mentioned, we'll talk about 9.0.5 in just a second. This week's affixes are actually statistically the worst for pushing higher keys. There's Tyrannical and Bowstring with Storming. Storming doesn't really matter, but Tyrannical and Bowstring combination is definitely something you don't want to be pushing higher keys on. Here are the keys I still have left to run on 18s, which is still my goal. So Sanguine Depths, no thanks. Halls of Atonement, I could do it this week, but if I just wait till next Tuesday or next Thursday after my 2 raid nights, it's just going to be a lot easier to push these keys. And to add on to that, I'm still putting together a Mythic Plus team. I currently have a tank, a DPS, and a healer, so I'm missing one more DPS. Right now we're looking at a Guardian Druid tank, Outlaw Rogue, a Resto Druid healer. He's a friend of mine. Resto Druid just got a big buff this in 9.0.5, so we're hoping that that's going to make Druids a little more viable in Mythic Plus. So that's pretty exciting. We're a team of 4 right now, with me obviously on Marks Hunter. So we're looking probably for, I'm guessing, a mage for our comp. But yeah, we'll see. So that's it for Mythic Plus. Basically, TLDR, I'll be doing some more next week, and we're going to be pushing higher keys, so you guys can expect a lot more Mythic Plus then. Now, the burning question, 9.0.5. What the heck do I do on my hunter? Do I switch legendaries? Do I switch covenants? Do I switch talents? Blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't want to make a video right away because people were still kind of... people did sims before the patch. People kind of estimated where we'd be post-patch or during the patch. But it's always good to see how it actually plays out with everybody at different skill levels, different gear and levels, and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to wait a few days, get a bit of data gathered on Warcraft logs for raids, and then also Raider.io for Mythic Plus. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to share that with you guys. So let's pop into Warcraft logs. So if you go up here to the top right, or sorry, top left corner, and you go Castle Nathria Statistics. So basically, we're looking at 9.0.5. Yes, it says over a range of 2 weeks, but 9.0.5 like hasn't even been out for 2 weeks. It's been out since Tuesday in NA and then Wednesday on EU, right? So we have a few days of data. Now, it'll give us an indication, but obviously if you give it a full 2 weeks of data, it's going to be more reliable data. But I think basically what I felt in raid, it translates pretty closely to what I'm seeing here. So let's go to all percentiles and let's just go for like a 95th percentile. And let's see where we're at. Well, actually first, no spoilers, this is where we're at in patch 9.0. So Marksman Hunters were, I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we were 8th from the top. Not too far behind Arcane Mages or Frost Death Knights. A little bit behind Windwalker Monks. But we certainly were not in the top 4, which is Balance Druid, Affliction Locks, Shadow Priest, Fire Mage. Now, that's a 95th percentile. I've checked the other percentiles, kind of 90 and up, and it basically the same thing. Now, if we go to 9.0.5, okay, we've got basically the same at the top, except it looks like Elemental Shaman shot up, Retribution Pally shot up, but everybody else is kind of similar. Where's Marksman? Oh, look at that. So Marksman is 6th from the bottom. Now, this is basically how I felt on raid night. I felt like my damage was pretty impacted. There's about maybe like a 5 to 10%. I can't fully say 10% decrease in damage. Yeah, about a 5 to 7% decrease. That's kind of just what I felt. And sure enough, that's what we're seeing here with about 2.5 days of data at this point. Or almost 3 days. I mean, depends on the region, but still. So, yes, we were impacted. Our DPS did take a hit. Does that mean we need to switch covenants for raiding? Does that mean we need to switch legendaries? So far, what the Hunter Discord has not really agreed upon, but what the consensus is, sure, our legendary, the Serpent Stalker Trickery power was nerfed. It's still our best for raids. Sure, Kyrian was nerfed, but it's still... Sorry, not Kyrian. Sure, Night Fae was nerfed, but it's still ahead of Kyrian. Not by as much of a margin. So if you do want to potentially dabble in Kyrian, you'd be less, I guess, punished if you want to raid with it. And it's actually a pretty good thing now, because Kyrian is still really good in PvP for the resonating arrow, because you can shoot through walls. But Kyrian seems to be making more of an appearance now in Mythic Plus, which is what I'm going to show you guys next. So this is on Raider.io. I filtered by hunters, and these are the top hunters. Now I had a peek at what they were running. So let's click on the first guy here. And right away you can see he's not running Serpent Stalker's Trickery. He's actually running Surging Shots, which is more of our AoE based legendary power. Now I know some people were running this previously, like before 9.0.5 hit. But this guy's also Kyrian, which again, some hunters were running that. But it just gives us kind of an indication of what these top hunters are rolling with post-patch as well. So he's Kyrian, and he's running Surging Shots. Let's go back a page. This guy here, he's Serpent Stalker Trickery, but he's Kyrian. Interesting. I believe this guy was Serpent Stalker, yeah, and he's still Night Fae. Oops. Clowns, also Serpent Stalker and Night Fae still. This guy here. Where's his legendary? Right here. Okay, this guy's on Surging Shots, but he's still Night Fae. So it looks like, let's look at one more. Looks like there's a decent mix. Surging Shots here and Kyrian. And you see the people who are a good indication here to see people switch. If they're low Kyrian ranks, that means they just switched, right? So that's what it's looking like. Let's look at another one here. You got Night Fae with Serpent Stalker. So this person hasn't switched yet. So it looks like we're out of the top 8 or 7 or 8 that we, top 8 that we looked at. Looks like there's some people switching over, and some people have still stayed there. Now these people's scores might be from like last week, right? Maybe they haven't done Mythic Plus this week, which makes sense because this isn't a push week. Like I said previously, the fixes are really hard and you don't want to be doing high level keys this week. So does that mean switch to Kyrian and switch to Surging Shots? If your focus is PvP, yes. I mean, I don't know about the legendary for PvP. I don't really PvP much, but I believe that, let me double check. I can never remember where powers are hidden. Yeah, right here. Oh, you guys can't see my game. Give me 2 seconds here. Yeah, I believe Surging Shots is actually a good PvP one right now. I crafted it a while ago because I wanted to try PvP, but it just felt futile to PvP with Night Fae because Kyrian is that much better. Yeah, so if you're doing PvP, if you want to go Kyrian, obviously you should be Kyrian if you're PvPing as a hunter. With Surging Shots, I believe that's the go-to. Mythic Plus, if you're doing Mythic Plus in PvP, I think it's probably smart to switch to Surging Shots, or at least having the Surging Shot legendary on a ring or your neck. Sorry, on a neck or your wrist. I don't know if you want to do the full switch to Kyrian yet for Mythic Plus. Maybe wait for a little bit more data, see if more of the top hunters are making the switch, and then you can make a decision on your own. Or maybe I'll have an update video and say, you know what, data shows that Kyrian is better. And then finally for raids, I'm not sure yet. Well, not that I'm not sure. I don't think it's worth switching, is what I mean. According to Hunter Discord and people reviewing the data and doing sims, Night Fae with Serpent Stalker Trickery is still top. So I'm not sure that it's worth making the switch if your focus is on raiding and strictly raiding. But as I said, if you're doing a lot of Mythic Plus and also PvP, or just Mythic Plus or just PvP, I think it is probably a good idea to craft Surging Shots. It's a safe craft. And, you know, if you're just up for a change, I say do it. Go Kyrian. I'm personally not going to make the switch just yet. I'm going to say Night Fae for next week's rating because we're doing some more progression on Council of Blood. But after raid night on Tuesday and Wednesday next week, I'll consider it. I'll review some more data. I'll see what people are doing, and If it makes sense, I might actually make the switch to Kyrian. I think it would be fun because then I would do more PvP. And for Mythic Plus, it seems to be doing fine if these top hunters are playing it, right? So that's my 2 cents on this whole 9.0.5 situation, and also that was a quick update on why I haven't released any Mythic Pluses this week. Yeah, it's just a bad week to be running. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I don't think there's anything else that I want to cover. Other than that, yeah. I'll be streaming my raids next week, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, twitch.tv/momentine_, little underscore at the end of there. Don't forget it. Thank you guys for watching as always. I hope this video was a little bit insightful. Have a great evening, or morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Take it easy.